Raise your hand if you were suddenly taken unawares that it's almost Tour de Fleece. I need to get started with prepping, and more specifically, I need to start prepping not what I am going to spin during Tour de Fleece, but possibly what maybe one of you is going to spin during Tour de Fleece. Every year for Tour de Fleece, I organize a gift exchange on my Patreon page. Everyone gets a secret Santa, which means that they send a gift and receive a gift. I need to get started on sending my gift for my secret Santa. And for that, I am on the lookout for a specific fleece, or at least a specific sheep breed. I've got multiple fleeces of this. And I think we immediately hit bingo. Would you please come out of the box? Oh no, I'm ripping the bag. I don't like that. Heavy. If you do not know what Tour de Fleece is, then I guess you must be new here. Tour de Fleece is a yearly recurring event, mostly online, during the duration of Tour de France. So yes, that's the cycling race in France. That is mostly from somewhere in the beginning of July for almost 3 to 4 weeks. It starts the 4th of July this year. And every day that the cyclists cycle, the spinners get spinning. I say that this is mostly online. There are groups on Ravelry, on Facebook, wherever, where you can meet up with a team that sometimes have challenges or bingo cards. I myself, over on my Patreon, have been doing like a little Chaos Goblin team, and we have a spreadsheet where we put in on our totals and try to get as much kilometers in the end. Like, spinners are athletes anyway, like it's kind of our Strava, but it's just Google Sheets. It's just really good fun. The main rule for my Secret Santa gift exchange is that you have to send at least 50 grams of spinnable fluff. Spinnable fluff, like directly spinnable. I'm not going to send a dirty fleece over. No, we are going to scour and prep this fleece, or a part of the fleece, for my Secret Santa. You probably know what this is. This is the hype of all hypes. It might probably be sold out everywhere near you. This is zwartbles. My Secret Santa does not live in Belgium nor the Netherlands, so I hope they do not yet have zwartbles and that this is exciting for them. I'm not sending over the entire fleece. Maybe this much is quite enough, or maybe not. There is some really soft bits, so take those out as well. There you go. That should be sufficient, and I need to find a new bag for the rest of this fleece. I get my zwartbles fleeces from just a couple of people, like literally a couple, man and wife, who live one village away from me, and they have 3 zwartbles sheepies as pets. So it's not like they are specifically bred for their fleece, but I have said this multiple times before and I will keep on repeating it. These are great fleeces for being pet sheep. They're very soft, very crimpy, like super nice log structure, super nice colors as well, as you can see. So they're not coated, but they're also not coated in vegetable matter. Skirting these fleeces is actually really, really easy and fast. And look, I'm done. If you have not seen me rave about zwartbles before, which would be strange, but there's a first time for everyone, let me find you just like the most scrumptious of logs. Maybe this is a good example. This is why I love zwartbles. It is super soft. To the scouring bucket we go. Zwartbles is a very greasy, lanolin-rich breed. So first I just give it a cold rinse, because you see that water is already becoming very brown without even like adding soap or heat to it. All other years, actually, the exchange was entirely international. So I have had packages from Australia I've sent to the United States. But this year, with the world being as it is, you know, taxes being higher, there is no more oil for international shipments, all the posts being on strike all of the time, I have decided to do it per continent, kind of, to limit resources and funds for everyone. Oh yeah, this lanolin water hopefully is good. What's the word? Food for my plants. And now that most of that water is gone, I'm going to add in more water, also add in some soap, and we're actually going to start scouring this fleece. So the soap and the warm water will dissolve most of the lanolin that is in here. I know I have done a couple of fleece scouring videos before, but do we ever get tired of scouring fleeces? I think not. For scouring, I mostly use a very mild hand soap, very mild and neutral hand soap. There are specialized scour soaps on the market, like Unicorn Power Scour is probably the most known. Hand soap is what I go for. It has been working for me for 5 years now, so hand soap it is. And I'm going to let this wool water hand soap mixture be on heat for a while, but not boil it, because we don't want felt, we want nice washed fleece that we can later turn into bats. It's been a while. I literally have not been keeping time, but this now looks like a very nasty cup of hot cocoa, and the entire vat has been sufficiently warmed throughout. The timing was approximately 5 rows knitting on my sweater on the body. So do with that information as you will. And now this very hot, very soapy water can be fertilizer for plants that I am less precious about. Yes, fertilizer, that was the word that I was looking for. Most of these plants is what most people would call weeds. I say they're flowers. The most obnoxious weed in my eyes actually is grass. What is that doing here? You don't need grass. I just added in fresh water and it's very brown again. So that's going to be a rinse and repeat. Added more soap, we're adding more heat. Scouring round number 2. So that partial fleece is now drying on my trusty IKEA shoe rack outside on the spot where the sun will shine the latest still today, because it's already past 5 o'clock. The last couple of hours of sunlight today hopefully dries out that fleece a little bit, and then the next coming days we are forecasted to have really nice weather. So when that fleece is dry, we can continue that part of this video. But there are some things that you can help me with in preparing for Tour de Fleece. Firstly, I myself am a little bit in dubio of what I want to spin So I'll take the comment section as a democratic poll. I have a lot of dye experiment fluffs just in one bag. Most of it are tints of yellow. One of my ideas is just to throw all that yellow together on my drum carder and for Tour de Fleece spin a very fun variegated yellow yarn of different fluffs. A second plan that I have is that for a couple of years now I have dreamt about and also mentioned it on the channel to make a colorwork sweater in only natural colors. So I have a light blue tassel fleece and a dark blue tassel fleece. So that's like plan number 2, is to spin those two and then make a colorwork sweater. Which of these two projects seem like something that you would like to see in video format, like 4 weeks at a time, the most? Let me know in the comments, that would be very helpful. A second thing that would be very helpful is if you have any questions for me that I can answer during Tour de Fleece, so that I have, well, something to talk about for 4 weeks straight. You can also put them down in the comment section. Again, that would be very helpful. Those questions can be about fiber, about spinning, about me. Just know that I am not a very knowledgeable spinner. Like, there often is a tendency that there is questions that ask very specific things and I'm like, well, I do not know. Just keep that in mind. But otherwise, ask away. And then a sudden spurt of 31-degree weather made quick work of drying this wool. I think we can continue the prepping. And to turn this mountain of fluff into really neat pads, this is my Woolmaker's Giant drum carder. Oh man, this is so soft. Like, the owners of the sheep bought 2 extra sheep and they told me last year that their wool was softer than the 2 previous sheep, or one of the current sheep, but I had not processed it any for myself, and well, they are not lying, this is incredibly soft. I shall need to process some of it for myself as well, because I'm getting fleece envy of my own Secret Santa. Or well, the one that I am Secret Santa for. If I squeeze, I can get all 4 of those bats in this little box, and I think that would make the funniest shipment. Like, bats! Like, it's not sweater's worth, but 4 bats of zwartbles can get you quite a bit. Like, I think a shawl would be possible with it, and seeing this box is not something that you expect to have so much wool in it. Anyway, what I want to do now is see if I can squeeze something extra in there. That would be even better. And then also make a little letter. I'm actually pretty pleased with myself that I got all of that in this small box. Tricking my Secret Santa into thinking they're only getting this much fluff, but when the box opens, there's quite a bit in there. So next to the 4 zwartbles beds, I also put in 4 little comb nests of Campus Herderschap and also some blue and magenta merino from my stash. So that there is like a buffet of things like bats, comb top, but also some commercial wool. I don't know what my Secret Santa giftee likes, but now they got a little bit of everything, but mostly the zwartbles, of course, because the hype around zwartbles, of course, is real. Anyway, this can now get shipped off. I'm kind of hoping this gets to the giftee before this video airs. It only has to cross a couple of borders via land, so theoretically, should work. I don't know, we'll see. And otherwise, giftee, if you see this box, you know it's going. Now speaking about the zwartbles, while I was preparing this Secret Santa gift, I got a text message from the person, yeah, you know, the owner of the sheep, from where that fleece came, and she said, well, there's 3 more fleeces, and gosh darn, I'm not through last year's fleeces or the fleeces from the year before that. She produced so much wool and I can't get through it. But at least there is now 4 beds worth of zwartbles that can be filled with more zwartbles in my stash. I don't know. Anyway, I hope, Secret Santa giftee, that you are happy with the zwartbles and that you enjoy spinning it as much as I do. And if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe, but of course that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in the next video, but before we do that, don't forget to put down your questions down below and to help me decide what to do for Tour de Fleece. And maybe you could also watch another spinning video. Bye!